Hi guys, and welcome back to the Tech YouTube channel again. This video will be a little bit different than usual, as you can probably already notice, as I'm playing Hearthstone and talking to you. So okay, not a little bit different, but completely different, as we are not going to unbox a product, but we will be doing a PC build, specifically a $600 gaming PC build. I've decided to do this as I get a lot of offline questions from my friends and colleagues about computer builds and other advices related to the topic, so why not translate it to here, you guys. I'll try to do these builds every once in a while, depending on your feedback of course, and I'll probably do different types of PC build depending on amount. I don't know, from like $1,000 to $1,500 and or also like $300 to $350. That last one is probably the most challenging one, but today's one was also a lot of fun and thinking proper picking to do. Also, from time to time I will update the status of these builds with new videos as the new and more capable, faster, more affordable how it comes to market. One more thing before we start. Don't get too concerned about the final amount, as it may and it will vary. I don't think you should lock yourself down on exact amount, as in most of the cases it's hard to find that sweet spot exactly at those round types of amounts. It can be $20, $30, $50 more or less, but before all, let it be a best price to performance ratio build. For example, I don't know, you can have a graphics card that's $20 above your budget, but it's 15% up in performance than your current choice that's right on the spot of your $600 budget. Of course, it's better to save up those $20 more on your current budget and buy yourself more stronger, but before all, better price to performance ratio graphics card. That's the main point of building a well-balanced rig within a certain budget, especially in these lower tier PC builds from $300 to $600. So, let's continue on and build ourselves a best possible $600 gaming rig, which will be capable of running the latest AAA games, even on maxed out settings on 1080p resolution. The brain, the powerhouse, the number cruncher of each computer is of course the processor, and for this build we are going to take the well-known Athlon 2 X4760K, a 4-core AMD CPU running on 3.8 GHz and up to 4.1 GHz on turbo frequency. You've probably seen this CPU in a lot of other builds, and the reason for that is pretty obvious. Low price and decent performance, which is capable of not bottlenecking even those graphics cards that are up higher in the mainstream GPU segment, just like the graphics card that we are going to choose and which you'll see later on. With all mentioned, the most fun part, at least for us, is that this model has unlocked multiplier, which basically means additional performance for no added cost. If you are prepared to fiddle around with overclocking, fortunately for you, our next hardware component is up for this job. For the motherboard, we chose the FM2 Plus AMD socket, and with it the MSI A78M-E35 Micro ATX model, which is capable of overclocking the 760K with just one press of a button, and MSI's OC Genie feature. This is one of the rare overclocking capable A78 chipset based AMD motherboard. Yes, it's a little bit scarce on the input-output connections and has only 2 RAM slots, but hey, it's a Micro ATX motherboard for under $50, and like all other motherboards, it will do its main job exactly like every other on the market. For RAM memory, we practically chose the cheapest 1600 MHz single stick of 8GB RAM, and this one is from Kingston Value RAM series. Choosing the RAM is easy. If you're not buying AMD APU and you're not leaning on its integrated graphics, which performance depends on the RAM speed a lot, just buy as more as you can for as cheap as you can and don't go below 1600 MHz. But why just only single 8GB RAM stick, you ask? Well, good question. Since this motherboard has only 2 RAM slots, I would rather left one slot empty and sacrifice the option of having a dual channel enabled RAM, as it doesn't affect real life performance that much or even at all. This way you're left with the possibility to easily upgrade to 16GB of RAM with another 8GB stick in near future. Of course, if you're concerned about not having the dual channel activated, you can always buy 2 sticks of 4GB of RAM, but I assure you won't see any feasible real-life performance difference. One thing is for sure, you can't have enough RAM, and in this case 8GB will do just fine even in case of high-end gaming. For our main storage, the SSD, we chose the latest and one of the best model in terms of price to performance ratio, the Kingston HyperX Fury 120GB. This size capacity is ideal for your operating system and all of your running games and programs. You'll get all the performance you need, as behind the shell of this product hides the well-known SandForce 2200 controller coupled with Micron's 20nm NAND flash RAM. Moving along with the storage, we are coming down onto the hard disk drive and its greater capacity over SSD while also being cheaper, where we picked up the 1TB Western Digital Caviar Blue. The reason being we picked this one and on the green model. In case you don't have the budget for SSD, you can go with this well-balanced performance-wise hard drive. Even if you're buying an SSD, you can still take this one over green, as it's just a few bucks more. Of course, you can also completely ditch our hard disk drive recommendation if you are transferring storage from an older PC. For graphics card, we took the Gigabyte R9 280 WindForce edition, and that's the newer version with metal housing on the outer shell of the cooler, not the plastic one, so you get even better heat dissipation potential. Yes, this is a pretty strong graphics card for this price point PC build, and all thanks to the fact that this model comes in just a cent under $200. Yes, you could buy the cheapest possible R9 280, which is Power Cooler Radeon R9 280 Turbo, but for 15 bucks more you'll have factory overclocked GPU on the Gigabyte version, cooler and quieter cooling. This card with its 3GB of video memory and output performance will make sure you can play all the latest game on high settings and 1080p resolution without any problem. We are slowly getting to final components. Next step is to pick out the main running mill of all hardware internals, the power supply. Here we chose the Corsair's 80 Plus bronze 600 watt power supply from CXM series. This is a semi-modular power supply, yay, good cable management potential, that delivers decent efficiency as well as a good quality build for this price point. It will be more than enough for this PC build, and under full load you'll be at that sweet spot for efficiency to be at its peak. Last, but certainly not the least, we have to pick out the case to nicely nest all of those components into it. Although I don't like to pick other people's cases, cause it's all about taste and preferences when it comes to them, but if anything else, I'm going to give at least a good looking and decently equipped alternative for just $40. The Corsair Carbide 200R. For this price point, I don't think there's anything else sleek looking and well equipped as this model. The problem with most of the cheaper cases worthy of mentioning is that you can't put longer graphics card into them. Above 10 inches 250mm, as you have to completely remove the drive bays, as they are usually in full length of the case, at least to the 5¼ inch base, leaving you without a place to install your storage drives, or you can't remove it at all. The Carbide 200R addresses that problem with flexible middle section of the base, which is pretty amazing for a case in this price point. It's even water cooling friendly for 240mm radiators on the top. Rounding up the total price, we are coming at just above the $600 mark with all in-mail rebates and discounts. Prices will probably vary from time to time, depending on the discounts and condition of the PC components market. That's it guys for this build. Thank you for watching. Tell us what you think, tell us what you would like to see, which price points would you like to see us do a PC build except this one, or leave a comment or questions about your personal component pick. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you liked this video, and of course be sure to subscribe for more content like this, or check out our other videos from before.